All right, you know that feeling, right? You're holding a plank. Just for a minute. Your abs are shaking, your arms are burning, and your brain is just screaming, drop, just drop already. But you hang in there, you fight for it, and you hit 60 seconds. Feels pretty good. But what if you didn't stop? What if you kept going? Past 5 minutes, past an hour, all the way to 10 hours, 10 minutes, and 10 seconds. I know, it sounds impossible, but that is the real-world record for the longest plank. A guy named George Hood did that. It's a feat that most of us can't even wrap our heads around.
So naturally, people asked him, how in the world did you do that? And his answer was pretty surprising. He said the plank is 90% mental. He explained that he just kept his mind busy, talking to people, drawing energy from the room.
But what does that actually mean, 90% mental? Is it really just about being strong-willed or distracting yourself? Or is there something else going on, something deeper, happening inside our bodies that gives us that kind of mental toughness?
Well, it turns out there absolutely is. We throw around words like grit all the time, that mental fortitude that helps people do amazing things. But the latest science is showing us that grit isn't just in your head.
And here's where it gets really interesting. This whole idea of grit, it's not just a feeling or a mindset. It's literally rooted in our biology. In fact, one of the best indicators we've found for mental toughness is a specific protein in our brains.
So, what is this secret ingredient for resilience? It's got a bit of a complicated, sciencey name, but the idea behind it is incredibly simple and powerful.
Okay, it's called Brain-Derived Neurotrophic Factor. Let's just call it BDNF, way easier. Basically, this protein is like a superhero for your brain cells. It helps them grow, keeps them healthy, and makes sure they're all talking to each other the right way. It's absolutely essential for things like memory and, you guessed it, mental resilience. Honestly, the best way to wrap your head around BDNF is to just think of it as fertilizer for your brain. It's that simple. The more of this fertilizer you have, the stronger and healthier your brain is, especially when things get tough.
And here's the really great news. You can actually increase your levels of BDNF. Little things like getting out in the sun or eating blueberries can give you a little boost. But the single most powerful, most effective way to crank up your BDNF production? Exercise, by a long shot.
But hang on, it gets even more fascinating. It's not just any exercise. The science shows there's this incredible link between how we move our bodies and how we engage our minds at the same time.
Check this out. A 2005 animal study made this super clear. They found that exercise that was just physically exhausting, like swimming with no goal, actually produced less BDNF than exercise that required mental focus, like figuring out how to get through a maze. That just shows you the brain has to be in on the game too.
And this is absolutely true for us too. In humans, activities that blend physical work with mental concentration, think about something like yoga or even holding a plank, have been shown to produce some of the highest BDNF levels ever recorded. That mind-muscle connection is the real secret sauce.
Now, this isn't just some theory from a lab. The real-world power of this stuff, wow. It's best shown through the story of someone who took this idea to a place that is almost impossible to imagine.
So first, you need to understand this condition called complex regional pain syndrome, or CRPS. It's a rare disease, and it's notorious for being one of the single most painful conditions known to medicine, and there's no cure.
To give you some idea of what this is like, one patient said, "The slight sensation of water dripping on my foot feels like hot lead." Just let that sink in for a second. It's a constant, agonizing level of pain that is just unimaginable.
Okay, now I want you to meet Daniel. Daniel has CRPS. He lives with this incredible pain every single day, especially in one of his arms. And despite that, he decided he was going to do a plank. But not for 1 minute. He held a plank, putting pressure on his arm with CRPS for over 9 hours. 9 hours. I mean, think about that. One of the toughest exercises there is, done by someone living with one of the most painful conditions there is. It's just staggering. And now science helps us understand how that's even possible. A 2024 article confirmed that this kind of focused, mindful exercise can literally double your levels of BDNF. It suggests that the very act that should have been unbearable was also creating the very brain fertilizer he needed to endure it.
So, we've heard these incredible stories of superhuman endurance. What does it all mean for the rest of us in our daily lives? Well, this is where we get to put the science to work.
Here's a really simple challenge.
The next time you need a little more grit, maybe before a big presentation, a tough conversation, whatever it is, just find a spot. Hold a plank for 1 minute. That's it. And hey, if getting on the floor doesn't work for you, just do it against a wall. Anyone can do this.
Because that 1 minute, it's not really about your abs. It's about using that mind-muscle connection to physically change your brain chemistry, to literally manufacture your own mental toughness. So the real question is, what could one transformative minute do for you?